Hello everyone, this is Rex Red. I am back with another really awesome DAZ tutorial today, DAZ 3D, and we're going to be working in Blender as well. So we've got a couple of things going on here. So without further ado, okay, I am dealing with a kind of conundrum. Okay, big things are changing in how I do stuff. Now we have this scene here. Excuse me. I have DAZ, two instances of DAZ open. We're going to close one of them in a moment as soon as my computer gives me back control of my computer. Now this problem that we're having here, hello. Okay, I'm back. This problem that I'm having here I believe, has to do with this Genesis 9 figure and the fact that if you notice his clothing is all bundled up and like crunched up and all jumbled together. Okay? It's not supposed to be like that, okay? It's supposed to be hanging nice and smooth and draping beautifully, okay, from him. Now, the problem that we have, okay, and we're going to go Control-Alt-Delete, and we're going to see if we can close this public beta without closing our other instance of DAZ. And which one? This is the public beta. I don't think it's going to let me end this task, but let's try to close. It did. All right, so now we are back to this other version of DAZ. And what I'd like to do, but I may end up not doing this so that we can kind of expedite what we're doing here. Suddenly, all of a sudden, as soon as I go live, I'm getting all kind of croupy. So I think I'm going to leave the tree out of this for now. So we're going to delete the cherry tree for now. And what we're going to do is we're going to try to bring this scene into Blender. I'd like to have a little bit of grass on the ground here and stuff like that, but we'll worry about that later. So what we're going to do is we're going to save this. We'll go Save Scene, as we'll call this Rupert Blender. Okay, Rupert Blender. Okay. And we're going to use Diffeomorphic to bring this into DAZ because it seems to work. Into DAZ, I mean into Blender. Let's open Blender. Library. Blender. Launch. Okay, there is Blender. So this is saved. So what we're going to do now is go into our most used here, export to Blender. And this is going to be called Rupert Blender.dbz, which is our second file we have to create. And then, as soon as this says it's done, which this works really well. Now, okay, we're gonna tarry here just for a moment, okay? Now, DAZ won't render this, okay? It just, as soon as I try to render this scene, it Daz just gets stuck on the geometry one, computing, trying to figure out geometry, and it just stays there and stays there. Now, if I left it there all night, it might actually finally figure out the geometry. But as you can see, I've given it like a Rubik's Cube kind of thing to try and figure out here. And there's also a big mess here. There's a mess with his arms coming through, and his hat has got this big crunch in it. So it's just too much for the computer to figure out and say, okay, I'm going to figure the light in through this like tunnel, this maze of cloth. And the reason why this has happened is because I'm trying to use Genesis 8 clothing on a Genesis 9 figure. Okay. Which clothing and hair are two of the most difficult things to deal with. Now I'm going to make sure that I'm public here on, yeah, I am public. Okay, we are public. So clothing and hair are the most difficult things to deal with in a 3D program. All 3D programs have issues with hair, clothing and hair, and so they either give you a clear path to export your products to a modeling program where you can fix the clothing problems and bring them back. This is an unrenderable scene. Number one, because of the mess that I've got here, and number two, because there are no tools to fix it. So it's like you're damned if you do and you're damned if you don't. You can't use the clothing. You can't fix the clothing, arrange it, make it work kind of right on him. You can't fix it here. So you have to do it in Blender. So what we're going to do is open Blender. And we're going to click here. We're going to get rid of the cube here. And I don't think I need this camera because I'm going to be importing one. I don't need this light either. So we're going to open this DAZ to Blender. And we're going to select DAZ Importer. Import DAZ. Now I have to find it, which is in this my DAZ Studio Renders. Wait a moment. And this should populate the file. There we go. Blender projects. And I think we got to wait a moment for that to populate too. Okay, this doesn't seem to be working. All right, let's go and see why. My DAZ Studio Renders. Okay, it's not Blender projects. It's 1A Diffeomorphic DAZ to Blender projects. Okay, so this would be, we go to DAZ Studio Renders. Wait a moment for that to come up. Come on. And there it is. And so we have now this Rupert Blender. I think this is the right one. Yep, it is. So this is going to bring this mess into Blender. And it, you know, there's no polite way to say it. It's a mess. And we've got problems with, like, we're using a tunic. It's got some kind of V in the crotch area. All right, so what we have here, Okay, can I turn you? Yes. Is our figure here. And what's really nice is Diffeomorphic has come to the rescue for the DAZ program, okay? Okay, I forgot how to move this over. Okay, let's go back to our, this seems to work well here. Okay, this viewport shader. Okay, now that's not what I thought I was going to do, what I was doing here. I think we need, okay, let's get this out of the way. Okay, let's go to our render. I think it's down here. No, it's up here. Okay. Oh, I have messed this up. Let's try this one. Well, that's not, okay. Maybe this is, yeah, that's it. Okay. Why can't, I've forgotten my blender tool. Let's try this. Well, that's to move the terrain. We don't want to do that. We want to move our scene. What was it? W? F was it? R? E? Q? A? Z? No, it's not that. C? Okay, alternate. Okay, okay, we got to go back here now again. I have messed this up again. We got to go to the selection mode. So eventually we'll get this. Escape maybe will take us out of here. Okay, we're back into object mode. Okay, I can't move him over. I can't, this is where it would be really nice to have somebody who knows what they're doing here in Blender. Shift. There it is. Hold Shift. Okay. So, and we're going to hold Shift. Now, I think Control moves it in and out. Yeah. Okay. And all. Okay. And I forgot what moves. Okay. I just don't do that. We're moving around the dot again. Object mode. Okay. Escape. Let's get out of here. Not sure what that does. Camera, Genesis 9. We still got this weird thing selected. Move. Okay. Object mode. Shift. Okay. There it is. Not sure how I ended up moving that around. Okay. And this moves us in and out. All right. Okay, so let's select our Genesis 9 figure, and then what we got to do is break this down a little bit. And it looks like we have a beard, but if I go into our, up into here, and we switch it to cycles, and we try to render the image. Does he have a beard now? This would please, because I really like this beard on him. And so, please work. Now, I'm wondering if Blender will even render this with all this geometry so messed up. So, let's see what we've got. Yeah, his beard works. Okay. this is great. This means we're probably going to end up with a scene out of this. Okay, so he's a white wizard, friendly little wizard. So what we're going to do is some really fun sculpting stuff now. So if you came here for the sculpting, now is when you want to go in here. So we're going to select the Robe, Magister Robe. Now we're going to drop this down, and we're going to select this little triangle thing here, part of the robe, and then we can come up here and go to sculpt mode. We're going to select smooth, and let's see, let's open the radius a little bit, and let's just kind of sculpt this and smooth this right out. Smooth all of the geometry. It doesn't necessarily change the geometry. It just kind of evens it out a little bit. All right. So there's one. And we got the same kind of problem in here where this is not draping right. It's just, you think, well, that's the way the cloth drapes. No, cloth does not drape like that. Okay. So we've got that, and we come around the back here, and we hold the control key. We move it up like this. We like this. Move it up. Okay, this is going to work. Now we have a hat problem. You can see when we select the hat, you would think, I don't know why it's not. Okay, here's our hat. We still have problems. You notice his robe is going through his inner tunic. Okay. Now, if we select the hat, and then you would think that it would rotate around the hat. Oh, I know how we do this, I think. We right-click on the camera or something. Okay, there was something. Oh, we select the camera. Okay, there's a way to do this now with the camera. I think our camera is right in the scene here. Camera. And we go down into here. And there is restyle, is it? No, path. Oh, we select the camera here. It's here. View. Lock. Camera to view. Okay. So now when we come up here, we can close this out. Okay, it's just going to have one view. All right, so I guess that's what we want. I'm not sure exactly. All right, now what you can see here is that it's not rotating around him. Okay, because I've got the camera selected now. Okay, let's select his hat. No, it's not centering around the object. Okay, now it is. Okay, so when I zoom in, okay, we're all set now. Now you can see here, it's not perfect, but it's okay. It's better than it was. You can see where his hat here is coming in underneath. It's like flipping down under It's just, if it was trying to do something really cool, okay, in the, okay, I think I might have to lock this, do another thing with the camera here. I think I might have to lock to 3D cursor maybe. Try this, see what happens. Okay. Let's select the hat again. And okay, so what we're going to do is try and fix this hat. The hat is really a hurting unit right now. And I think when I use this, what it tries to do, radius, is it just tries to bring the hat. Okay, what I think I have to do is select object mode, then select the hat like this, then go into sculpting. Yeah, and now we can actually sculpt the hat. And as you can see, what's happening here is it's doing something. I don't know that that's what I want it to be doing, but it's kind of fixing it, but not really. Okay, and if I can get this hat to come up a little bit. So I think what I've got to do is come into here. Pull. I think I got to pull. There we go. It's starting to come out now. It's starting to kind of go back to its original shape before it something twisted the heck out of it. And we'll mess with it later. Okay, it's getting worse. But we shall see if we can fix this. Okay, Z, can I undo a bunch of these? I'm just not liking the way this is working. Okay. What we're going to try to do is grab this. Grab this here. Pull this back. Grab this here and pull that back. Pull this back. Pull this back. Now, we've got such a big, wide thing here. It's pulling everything with it. This is working horribly. Horrible, terrible. If we can pull this back. Let's try this. Okay, now what we're going to try and pull this back. Now I'm going to come in here and smooth this again. We'll smooth it. We got to make this smaller. We're going to try to smooth this down in. There it comes. Be good. Okay, we're going to get a little closer. Smooth that out a little bit. Now what we do is smooth these out a little bit as well. And we got to pull, we managed to pull this in together. Okay, what is going on with this hat? It's all messed up. It's stretched way out. I think because I pulled it out. Yeah, it's because I pulled it way out. Okay, we're going to pull it some more here. Okay, now we're going to smooth this again apart here. The only way to do that is to kind of bring this up in here. Get this to come away from that. Okay, we got to pull this, grab this again. Once we get them separated, then we can kind of mess with this. Okay, now let's see if we can smoothen this away. Grab this. Pull that away. What is up with this hat? Okay, I'm not sure what we do here, but we're going to try to smoothen this down again. Let's try flatten. Okay, I need a bigger radius. We're going to try to do this again. I can get this to come in. Okay. It's starting to come together. But as you can see, we have a long way to go. We're going to get it to come out of his shirt. There, we just got it detached from his shirt. What if we go a little bit more here? And it looks like we have a problem with the belt, his belt going around his hat. You gotta have the hat because it's a big part of the whole thing here. And we're pulling that in. Okay, we just detached that. We needed a little bit more strength. Okay. Now, got a little bit more to go here to fix this. Okay, I'm going to leave that little bend there. Okay. Because it works. But now if You see his hat in the back. Scrape. Pose, nudge, rotate. Slide. Okay, his hat is not contacting the back of his head. Okay, there it goes. This is why, because it's okay. It's starting to move in. Okay, that's I think I can deal with that right now. So now we have a belt, and I'm wondering if what we do with this belt. Okay, so there's a hat, but is the hat going to show us the belt? Hat belt. Okay, so I don't think I can select it like that, but hat belt, let's see if we can go out of here. Sculpt mode. What just happened? Okay, the belt. All right, let's see if we can pull the belt out. Okay, this, I guess we're still on the hat. The hat. Belt. Okay, let's go back to select, object select. Okay, these are subsurfaces and modifiers. For some reason, our belt has just gone right into his head. So, okay, we go here. This would be view layer. Okay, this would be output. Physics. The hat. Subsurfaces. Okay, that's gravity. Okay, view layer. Lights. Okay, so this isn't working here. So how do I get to this hat belt? No, we don't want that. What if we unlink that? Where's the hat belt now? Where's the hat belt now? Okay, we have to undo that. Did that. Come back. Hat belt. Make local. Make local. See, I don't think that worked either. Okay, let's see. Hat belt. Okay. We're in, oh, these are the surfaces on them. Physics, properties, collision, okay. Okay, well, that's not going to work. So what we got to do is just kind of forget about the belt. And we're going to try and pull this away here from his hat. For now, I just don't know enough about this. I've spent my time in DAS learning other stuff. And so we're going to pull on this. Pull this out. I can't seem to select the belt so that I can work with it. Make sure his head's not coming through. And we try to pull this in a little bit. Disaster. Okay. Pull that out a little. Okay. We're going to leave the hat as is. So we're going to go back to object mode. Then we're going to go back to his robe. This is like tons better than, except the fact that he doesn't have a belt for his head. Okay, we'll come back to the hat. Okay, we got a little bit of stuff going on here. Stuff you wouldn't even notice, but we do have something. We might as well finish the belt, the hat here. Fix the hat. Okay, sculpt mode. We're gonna pull this little piece out here. And then we're gonna pull that part in. That part in. And it looks like we've got it. Got a little bit of a problem there. I love how these tools work. Very well. Okay, so now we can go out of here, object mode. Now we're going to select his robe. edit mode would be sculpt mode. Okay, we got some problems with the robe. We gotta pull the robe up like this. Pull it out. Up. 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 See, if I had these, see, and the thing is that once I fix all this, I can't just bring him back into DAZ. I have to create this morph and put the morph on his, which is not an easy task again, and slide the morph up. What would be really nice is if you could just fix it and presto, bring him right back into DAZ. You can't. So this is the problem we're dealing with here. You have to get at the right angle so you can pull at it from the right angle here. You don't want to even leave a little speck, because that's going to probably show right up like a big sore. Okay. Now I'm able to kind of, I don't know what it is I did, but I'm able to kind of maneuver around him in a predictable way. And these tools are like working. Now I have to kind of go at this angle and pull this out a little bit like this. Just a little bit more here. And it would seem, now I'm seeing a little bit of a, and then something here maybe. Okay, let's come over here. Let's zoom in a little bit. This is his, oh yeah, we've got a bunch of little problems here. Okay. Now what we're going to do is get his cloak away from his body enough, and then we're going to have to fix his pants. Now, you know, the whole thing, well, just shut his leg off. I mean, nothing like that is going to work in this particular case. And the thing is that even with the very best, you know, kind of programs where the clothes you just click and boom, they're right on them and everything, you're still going to have problems if you import like a big heavy set character in to the program and try to fit that piece of clothing on them. You still have to have tools in most every program to fix these kinds of problems. So it's not just DAZ. Just to be kind of clear about that. All right, can we pull this up? Yeah, we'll pull this up maybe. This has got to come up. This has got to come out. Something weird there. Maybe we can fix that. All right, we've got to bring this over like this. Bring him over. Pull this out like that. Pull this up. Okay. What I think we're going to do is we're going to hide his robe now if we can. Which you can't do that here, I guess. So we're going to go here to object mode. Now I think we can hide his robe. Okay, maybe I got to click this one. Yeah, all right. So now this is the problem we've got here with this. Okay, first we're going to do some smooth, and we're going to do his under tunic, which you select this, and then we go to sculpt mode again, and we're going to get smooth, and we're going to make this radius a little smaller. We don't want to smoothen it too much. I think I probably just did that, smoothed it too much. What is this? Okay, we don't want that little piece hanging there. Okay, and we're going to go around here. Now the front and up. Let's see what the arms look like. The legs, I think we got a part. He's coming through his knee. Now see, this needs to be smooth, but what we've got a problem with here is underneath this, what we're seeing come through here is his boot. So we'll smoothen it just a little bit. And now we've got to go and start pulling on this, like here, down here, here, here. Pull this out. Pull this out here, here. Okay. Pull this out here, here. Now this shouldn't be stuck to his boot, but it seems like it kind of is. So let's see what we've got. I think we might have to smoothen this out a little bit too. Okay, pull this out. Once we pull all this out, then we're going to have to go back and pull the robe out. Okay, I'm going to make this radius a little smaller so it doesn't pull on the opposite side. It's not so big that it pulls on the opposite side. Pull this out. His boots should probably be fine after this. We probably don't have to mess with his boots. Okay, up here. There. That works. We come around here. Okay, don't come around here no more. Okay. Whatever you're looking for. Now, why does this look all ripped and torn? Okay, well, what we're going to do is we're going to get our smoothing tool out. We're going to smooth this geometry a little bit. And then we'll come back through and try and bring it back out. That's why it's got like pieces folded deep inside. All right. Now we'll try to pull that back out again. Okay, I think we might need this one. Okay. There we go. Pull this out like this. What's going on here? Okay, now this might be... Okay, I've got to get the right angle on this. I think that's working. Yeah. I think we got to smoothen it a little bit there. See, we got a big, gigantic, weird little crease here. Smooth. I think I got to make this small so that I can come here and just do this little piece here. Yeah. So I don't smooth the whole thing out. Which I kind of did, but there wasn't much I could do about that. Okay, now there's probably ways to put those creases back in, but I don't know how to do that. Not too well. All right. Now let's see if what's this snake hook? Z. What if pose? I have to turn this the right way. See, I don't know how to do that. This particular thing I'm trying to do. Okay, pinch. Might be something, Z, that I would need to, first of all, to know better Flatten, then how to use the tools better. I think we've got it right now, at least for this inner piece. We got to pull this out a little bit here. And I think maybe this all looks good. We might have to mess with his medallion a little bit. We've got a line here too, but that's not going to matter because his outer coat is going to be, his robe is going to be over that. So we're going to go now back to object mode. And we're going to turn his robe back on. And we have to have this undergarment. Okay, so we select the robe. And then we go back to sculpt. It's like, oh yeah, we got this to do. And the robe, We have to be really careful with the robe. Okay, so now we start to pull on the robe here. Let's get a little closer so I can see what the heck I'm doing. All right, now you can see where the robe, I need a bigger radius. Okay, I gotta turn a little more. Pull this out this way, this way, this way. Okay, that worked, I guess. This part looks terrible, but we'll see. It is going over his boot. It's supposed to kind of look a little crumpled. And then this looks horribly terrible. This looks like it's pulling his robe with it. Or something is wrong here. Okay, we need a much bigger radius. Pull this out. Probably gonna have to do the front again. Maybe with a slightly smaller. There's that. Whatever this is, this is part of something really weird. I think that's part of that. So what we do is smooth this a little bit here. Bring our radius back down. Yeah, see, this is just got to have a little bit of smoothing in here to kind of meld it together. The geometry's a little bit messed up. This needs a little smoothing here. Something really crumpled that up. That's probably why it wouldn't render right there, was because of... Now, if I were to bring these morphs back in a little bit into DAZ, there's a possibility I could get this to render, but I'm not going to mess with it. I'm just going to try to render this whole image in. Okay, now see, I don't like this line here. So we're going to go here and make the radius really small. I think we've got a flatten tool. Let's see what flatten does. Well, that's not doing really much at all. It's kind of flattening it, I guess. I'm wondering if there's a seam there, like in the geometry. You know, the more I kind of go around this, though, it sort of looks like it's flattening it. And I bet you will not be able to see this in... I don't know what's going on here, but let's smoothen it. Yeah, this is some kind of line in the fabric, something that text you won't see texture wise. Okay, we got another problem here. We've got a problem here. And that's where it's coming in here. So if we smoothen this first, and we try to pull it out a little bit. It's just way too rumpled here. Smoothen that a little bit. Little too rumpled. Pull that out a little bit. This. Okay, we're gonna pull that out. Okay, we got another problem there, so we're gonna go and grab this, get our grab tool, break the radius a little bigger. Turn this a little bit like that. Pull that out. Okay, I gotta turn this more for this piece. Pull that out. Okay. There we go. The thing is, I might try to bring this morph back in to Daz. Because if I could get him back in there and get him to render. See, because, I think now that all the geometry isn't all crossing in between itself, that the computer now doesn't have to figure this maze of geometry out. And because of that fact, Daz might know how to render this now. To compute it, to even try to render it, to send this geometry. It couldn't even send it to... It just sat there, thinking. Okay, we got a little bit of smoothing to do there. Smooth, we want it smooth. Okay. What's this? Okay. Now we've got, these are our pleats. You don't want to take the pleats out. You don't want to smooth out the pleats. That would be a huge mistake. Now we've got a problem here. This has got to be smoothed a little bit. See, this is where they stitch the clothing together. And when Daz put it on him, it just had no idea about the morphs and all the stuff there, how to fix them, to smoothen that out, the geometry out. On the auto fit. I don't think many programs do that, but this is very, very bad. All this wavy, twisty kind of geometry is why Daz just, when I asked it to render it, it said, what? Huh? Render? What's that? You're crazy. Like, you're kidding. You want me to render this? Are you insane? Let's smoothen this out a little bit so the geometry isn't so contorted. I might be able to do something with it. I'm wondering if that's a natural pleat right there as well. So Now this part's got to be pulled out. So we take our grab tool, we make our radius huge again. Pull this out like this. That. Did we get it all? I think we did. Now, if it traverses through the geometry a little bit here and there, Daz can figure that out. Now, this shoulder looks like, I mean, would it really rumple like that, or would it kind of, in a place like that where there's so much, you'd think it would lay on him smooth? Because that's like a pressure point where the cloth. Somebody didn't iron his clothes today. Now what's going on here? This looks like a complex area, but it seems to be okay. Smoothing, a little bit of smoothing here and there. This is his inner garment, okay? This looks horrible. This, all these little bumps. But those are his, oh, that's his inner garment. That's not gonna, it's not gonna let me do anything there. Okay, we're not gonna mess with this too much. All right. And a little bit here. Now I'm wondering about his clothing, if I'm gonna have to like, notice how his foot is down here and the floor, the clothing. If I'm going to have to pull this down, I think what we'll do is we'll wait. Well, you can see the actual, I've got to do something about this. So what we're going to do is we're going to grab it. We're going to take a big radius like this. We're going to grab a point of this, try to pull it down to the floor. Try to pull this all down. I don't know if I can get this down enough. Just because this is a lot. I think I need a bigger radius here. Like a big radius. Pull this down enough. Get it down to the floor. There it is. We've hit the floor there. I think I got to pull this part back up in. We got to pull the radius back. Okay, we got something weird happening. Oh, this is terrible. It looks like the cloth is going through itself. Let's try and smooth that out and see if it works. Yes, it did. kinda. I don't dare use smooth this too much here. All right, let's go back to our grab here. Bring our radius back up. What a tedious job. Where's the darn floor? There's the floor there. The ground. There, that's touching the ground. Because when I did the deforce simulation, my ground was up too high. His feet were going into the ground. Okay, so, oops. Oh, that fixed it though. I mean, okay, we got a little bit of something weird right there. Let's carve that out a little. I think that's where the cloth comes together. All right, so let's see what we have here. Now this piece right here, if I could just pull the whole thing down a little bit. Grab. Going to take a little bit of skill here. Do this the right way. Where's the floor? Let's bring it down to the floor. To the ground. You can see his feet are going through the ground. I mean, there was one other option, maybe make his legs shorter, but then that would have bunched this all up in here. That would have messed up a bunch of stuff. Where's the floor? Wow. What am I doing? Stretching it out? Come on. He's so darned. Where is the floor? We're not down there yet. Angus, hello, hello, dear friend. How are you? We are working in Blender. We are sculpting fabric. So with our little wizard here. Yes, we are. Now we have reached the floor. So I think we got to reach the floor over here as well, okay? And we'll bring this down a little bit. I think this fabric's all got to come down to some degree. Or we might notice it from the wrong angle. That's why we got to pull on this a little bit more. Bring this down. And how is your evening in the hinterlands? There we go. We're there. We are there. There's another piece down. Now, this one's got to come up. All right. We can't have that spot there. And there's another piece done. And do we have a piece over here? Well, it kind of looks like we do, but do we? Yeah, this is something here. All of this has got to come down. Ah, very good. Sometimes quiet is good. I wonder if I can type something bigger, like 800. Yeah, I can. The slider only goes to 500, but we can go to 800 or more than that. So see if we, because I think we got to get a nice pull on this. Like so we don't pull the geometry in the wrong way here. There we go. That's on the floor. I think we've hit the floor there too. Okay. All right. Just little things we notice, you know, and then we have to fix it. Like this little piece. Okay, so let's take a look at our guy here. Let's see, we got a little wizard and he's doing a spell. Okay. And let's see what we've got. Let's see how he looks now in Iray. I don't know if I have an HDRI that came in here. I'm not sure. Let's save this now. Okay, we're going to save this here. And that's it. We've done our guy here. Now, this is what we want. This is our pose here. This is the angle we're going to want him at. So let's see what he looks like now in cycles. Render image. Let's see what he looks like. How do you look, Rupert? Rupert. Ah, it's nice to have you here, Angus. I think, well, 3 people have been here, and 2 of them came and went without even saying hello, which is okay. It's okay. All right, look at this. So, I think I want to come from the side a little more, but I'm not sure what I'm doing here now. We have a light in here. Let's, now which one do we, I've forgotten which one we do, maximum samples. So we go to, let's go to 3000 maximum samples. Let's see what happens. Oh, this was 1024. Okay. Where is our... Okay, let's try 3000 and see if we get a bigger image here. Render image. It doesn't look like it's any, unless it gets, oh yeah, what it's going to do is do little pieces. I forgot. I think it'll do little pieces. No, I forgot where I'm supposed to do the... Okay, we're going to cancel that. Now we go, what one? We'll put that at 1024. I think it might be here. Yeah. Let's go to 3840, 2160. All right, let's do this a little bigger. Render. There we go. Let's see what he looks like. Yeah, it's been quiet here. It's we are about 14 hours away from the mail coming tomorrow. 14 hours and 15 minutes and 33 seconds. So, yeah, let's see what we got here with this guy. Now, it doesn't look like its hat's fitting him very well. I mean, yeah, it doesn't on the right, on the left-hand side, it doesn't look like it's going up against his head. At least his now everything seems to be working. Now, if I were to I think I've forgotten. I have to watch my own video to remember how to export the changes that I've made to this clothing. And so we got a little bit of a crumple there, some kind of crumple. We're only up to 516 samples. 800, we got to go to 4,000. I think 4,000 is a lot. So we'll close this. I don't think we got to go to 4,000 iterations per tile. No. Where is that? That's here, 4,000 maximum samples. Let's go to let's go to 600. These are small tiles. Minimum samples. We'll go 600 here too, I guess. We do I think we could get away with 300. All right, for now. So let's go to render. See what happens. Render. We just kind of saw it anyway, so I think I'll close this for now. Well, let's let it render a few frames since I got it going. We got it going on. So apparently I need to learn how to use, it's one thing to just say, oh, that smooths it and this, and it's another thing to use the tool intelligently and be able to make, if it's supposed to set a crease, then you have to practice making big creases, small creases, creases that are shaped in a certain way, that have a certain fall off, that have a certain smoothness to them. Oh yeah, it's not just a matter of so we're at 60, they're going really slow now. To get to 300, it'll be a while. I think that's enough right there actually for now. This looks like it should be smoother here too. And I don't know what this side's going to look like, but I don't think we're going to be rendering up that close to him. But this looks atrocious. So I think we've got to go back to his inside tunic and smoothen this all out some. And his hat looks fine, other than I think if we're far enough away. There's the other half. Oh, it didn't go to 300, I guess. So he's looking pretty cool, pretty dapper. So we got to fix this, and we got to fix his hat so it goes a little closer to his head. I think we'll start with his hat because that's the easiest one. So we'll go to object mode. Then we'll go to sculpt mode. I think you have to go back out and back in. Okay. And up here. Where is this? Okay, we got a little spot there. Okay, so this would be the grab. We got to bring this down quite a bit. Well, what's wrong? Why isn't this working? What is wrong here? I wonder if I were to take... Okay, let's go back out. Let's go back to object mode. Select the hat again. Go to sculpt mode. Now it's working. I can't see what I'm doing. I'm ruining it. Okay. We got to go a little bigger than that. It takes some skill to do this. You would think it would be just like easy peasy. And then you got it coming through here. All right, and then we got this side over here. We got this over here too. Okay, and what have we done up here? Adha, how are you, my friend? How are you? Hopefully everything is going wonderful with you tonight. How are you doing? We have something really weird with his... Oh, that's the belt. The belt underneath has decided to come through here. I wonder if we can smooth this. How are you? How are you, my friend? What is going on? We are working in Blender today. So we're going to zoom out now. Our wizard here. We're going to get this really large, this radius, and smooth this out and see what... Oh, that's the wrong thing. What did I just do? What did I just did? Let's see. Let's go to... Now, let's go out of the sculpt mode. I am good. I am good. I am as good as you could be, I guess. It's as good as could be expected. So we got to smoothen this out all. Yeah. Just a little bit. Get the knee smooth. I don't think his knees are that bony. We can get this all kind of smoothened out a little bit. And we can pull this out a little bit also. So we're going to try to pull this out. What did I just do now? So let's bring this radius back in. Try to pull this out a little bit. Oh, I'm smoothing it still. We got to grab it now. Grab it this way. We are working in Blender today. This is doing it, I think. It's pulling these pieces in so it doesn't look so weird. There. There's that side. Now we got to pull this side out. I hope I didn't ruin it. We got to pull it from the side. We got to be enough on the side so it turns sideways. What is going on here? See? What? Let's turn off his tunic. Turn off his robe. What have we got going here? Something, we pulled this way in. I'm gonna pull this out. It's got to go out around his... All right. I think what I've got to do is smoothen this again. I think I've ruined this a little bit. But what are we doing? I think did you leave? You still here? We are working on this to try and get it smoothed out a little bit. I think I got to bring this radius in a little bit. I think I'm ruining it. Because what's happening is it's like flapping together. Which is not good. All right, let's strength. Okay, I think if I lower the strength, it won't pull as far like across. It's like magnetic. It won't pull on the other side. So what we're going to learn first is how to happens when we pull this way out here, how to get these pieces out like this. We're going to pull it out and then we'll smoothen it again. Okay, what I'm seeing is some kind of pleat. That's what we were missing, I think, in the first iteration here. It was just so messed up. There we go. Now we've done this again. We got something going on here. Well, that did it, sorta. Kinda, maybe. Yeah, so there we go. Now what happens when we turn back on his robe? Now we got a problem with the robe. Okay, because the robe. So we got to come out of this sculpt mode. Select the robe here. Go back into sculpt mode. And come over this way. We gotta do this at the very craftily, skillfully. Okay. So that we don't ruin this. Okay, so we pull this out. You turn it at the right angle so that when you drag with your mouse, you're pulling it away. And if you don't get to the right angle, then you're kind of moving it sideways rather than pulling it away. That's what you got to kind of do. Sometimes you can get away with going at an odd angle, but most of the times you can't. Like now, I've got to pull this away. I can't pull it ahead or back and to fix it. Got to pull it away. Okay, we've got that. Now this, to me, this looks a little too smooth now. I've just totally ruined the natural creases and all that were in it. And now we've got a problem here also. Where are you, wizard? Okay, which way am I going? I gotta go back this way. All right, we gotta pull this away as well. What a mess. So, what I don't know how to do, which takes more skill than I have right now, I'm trying to learn this, but what I don't know how to do is draw the creases into here. I could admit when my skill level is just, let's see, scrape. Oh, that's the wrong thing, Z. Okay, I'd have to select that. What I need to do is get like a piece of cloth or something, fabric, but let's see. All right, we've got smooth. Let's go back out. Then I don't think I can just select his tunic and then start smoothing on it. No, you have to go back out. You have to go back to object mode. Then select his tunic. Then go back into sculpt mode. His leg looks like it's all ballooned out, like. So I feel like I'm kind of like, at least I'm able to do some of this, you know, like the pull away from his leg part, but to like give it like these creases and draw them in. That's the next level where I've only been at this for a little while, like about a year. And not every day, just like a few times I've come in here and had to sculpt things. So that's my next thing, is to come in and spend a day or two working with these tools like steady, so that I can just come in and draw some creases. Fill. Okay, we're on the tunic. Let's save this. Okay. What's this fill? Okay, this is doing something here. Let's do make it a little smaller. Fill. Okay, let's do the strength up a little bit more. You'd think I just could scrape. Doesn't seem to be doing anything. Flatten, smooth. Oh, crease. Blob. Clay strips, clay, draw, sharp, draw. Okay, so that's drawing out. Z, Control Z. So I think if I hold the Control key, it'll go in. Yes. So that may be a little bit too much. Z, undo. So we go and bring the radius down a little more. Hold the Control key. Come right along here like that. And here. And here. And here. That kind of worked. And then see, there, now I'm an expert. Okay, let's see what we do. We take this smoothing tool here, and we just kind of smoothen it a little bit. Kind of run that over a little bit. There. Now, what looks weird is the top of his leg. Something weird up here going on. The tip of his leg. Now we take this and grab this a little bit. Pull that up. Now let's see what that looks like. There. It's not perfect, but it's better than the all smooth like that. That was pretty good. So now I can draw scars and draw all kinds of stuff now, and like little lacerations and cuts and things like that in skin. Now that I've learned that one, and see when I smoothen out one of these and say, oh no, I smoothened it out, I can go right up to this tool here and put that back in. Now, the thing is that some of these create, like, look how many there are. Some of them mask by color, edit filter. Some of them would give it like little bumps, like creases, wrinkles. Like, how do we put wrinkles in it? Displacement eraser, mask, simplify, cloth, boundary. These seem to be function tools. I think if I need like really massive tools like that to wrinkle, add wrinkles, scrape, fill, flatten, smooth. Okay, how do I add wrinkles? Inflate, clay strips. Well, we got this one selected, the tunic. Let's save this again where we kind of like it. Well, that's kind of Z. That's a nice effect. It's not what I was looking for. Blobs, inflate, crease. All right, well, that kind of worked, but let's see what happened on the other side. It's just, my gosh, I didn't want to go that far away. Over. Make sure I didn't pull it like right in on the other side before I start to edit here. Okay. So that kind of gave it a little bit of a wrinkle. See these like wrinkles here? Those, we don't know how to do those yet. All right, so we go and now we grab the grab tool. We just pull this out a little bit more here. Here and here. So we haven't got the wrinkle down. Now this one says blobs, inflate, creases. Radius, let's do this much smaller. Okay, little creases, look at that. Just to make it so it doesn't look like it's all perfectly. And notice we got a crease there. I'm not sure how to use this crease thing, but what you do is you just take your tool here and you kind of, whoops, now we can undo that one. You practice with it on a piece of cloth until you learn the tools. That's what you do, is you got to bring some kind of, or a terrain, anything like that, and learn to make creases, learn to make folds. Now, one of these was nudge. Okay, rotate. Look at this. Scrape. Okay, scrape. This is a multi-plane scrape, which I don't know what that is. This is fill, flatten. So, you know, I can say, check out a YouTube video because somebody goes over each one of these and shows you how to use them. And so this is a more kind of esoteric tutorial of kind of fixing a scene rather than showing every little tool and how to use them. Now you can see we've got a serious problem here. Right there, that doesn't look good. So we're going to smoothen that out. So right here, we're going to take and make our radius a little bigger. And oops, that's in his tunic. So we got to go out, back to object mode, back to, not the tunic, the robe. Back to his robe, back to sculpt. Sculpt, and look at what we got here. Look at how that fixed that. That looks nice. See, the thing is sculpt takes and fixes it too nice, and it takes out the little patterns. Okay, and so I would say that these fill and not flatten, but scrape and pinch, grab, deform, snake hook, that kind of puts a trough in it, sort of, and lets you kind of nudge, rotate, slide, relax. So I'm not seeing the kind of tools, I think when you go into ZBrush, that's where it's at. That's where you get all kinds of like really, really cool. And I'm not saying that they're not here. Displacement, eraser, draw, face sets, mask, smear. I'm not saying that they're not here, okay? Because like if you notice here that some of these tools have like a little drop down. If you pull on them, you got other tools in there mixed in with them. But I'm not seeing it here. I'm not seeing like rumple and like, because there's, or noise, add noise and different kinds of noise. There are very specific kinds of noise like ripples and like waves, and then like there's little rocks, like where it looks like rocks, or noise that makes it look like pores on your skin. I mean, there's that. We're talking about thousands of kinds of noise. That like a noise that would make it look like a cardboard, like if you looked up close at a cardboard box, or, well, that's not a good example, like a piece of cloth that has like little crisscross patterns, you know, that's a kind of noise. So that's where ZBrush comes in. And so I will be doing tutorials on ZBrush right now. Okay, I've got another, looks like another spot here where it just needs to kind of be smoothed out a little bit. Okay, now we just messed that up. So that's what, don't ever paint with a wide brush, especially when you describe people. This is the smooth. So now we got to grab here, pull this up. Okay, so it did smoothen it, and then I pulled it back out. Okay, what's going on here with your head? Oh, we got to select the hat. Okay, so I've noticed that now. You see, I could smoothen this out, but it's not what you want. You don't want to smoothen these out. You want to take and leave those little bits of... Now that distortion could have come in been introduced when the auto fit and through the, okay, so we're going to grab his hat, back to object mode, back to his hat. Where is his hat? Hat. Okay, then we go back to sculpting. Okay, vertex paint. Okay, there are other ones here. Texture paint. Now that may be where our, but we're going to go to sculpt. Okay, sculpting I think is a little bit more broad. So maybe texture paint is where we get, oh, texture paint. Now that wouldn't be, okay, let's save this. Save. Okay, and I think what you can do is load more brushes. You can, there's a way to grab maybe thousands of brushes. Okay, radius, brush, grab, vertex, add, smooth cavity, okay, areas, mesh, boundary. Oh, this is really nice. So then you can you got auto smooth, normal weight. See, all of these help you get the right kind of strength to do a certain kind of job. I think I'm going to smoothen that out a little bit. Okay, I guess we're okay on this. So let's go back into DAZ now. How do we look at this? We're going to look at this as, I wish I wish I could do this viewport shading. So I wish we could view this viewport, view the viewport in some kind of cycles render. Oh, this is it. This is the EV render, I think. Maybe. Viewport shading. That's not it. Look at the beautiful symmetry of that ground. Somebody did a really nice. Okay, this is as close as we're going to get. And I think we can turn off his bones here. Where is that? I think it's this. No. It's pose. No, where's okay, it's up here. Genesis 9. Here it is. This, I think. No. Okay, we got to go back to object mode. And then I think we can turn this off, maybe. Here. No. Genesis 9 mesh. No, that's not what we wanted to do. Pose. Okay. Well, I forgot how to do that. Turn these things off. So let's go back now to DAZ Studio. But look how amazing he looks, you know, and then we go into here and let's do a render. We'll lower the render down just about to the same size so that it's 1920 by 1080. All right, and then we'll go here to render. And I think one problem here is I don't think my HDRI is showing up in here. But Well, let's see. Do we have the sky? We should. I think it brings this. Yeah, we do have the sky here. Okay, what's wrong here? Okay, why? Okay, we've got, because I'm looking at this through, okay, we got to look at this through the camera and get the camera view. Okay, I think we need to capture that same angle here, like this. All right. And then we render. And let's see what he looks like. Let's give Blender a chance. I mean, that's the thing, is that sometimes I render things in Blender and it's like, oh my gosh, that looks so good. But you know what? Most of the time, I really think Daz looks better. And I'm going to be working very in-depthly with Unreal Engine. And considering, you know, I've seen some really beautiful stuff. Let's see what this looks like. Now, it's just, right now, we've got the same light on him. The HDRI sky is like, what's wrong with the HDRI sky? It's like, it's kind of there, but it's wrong. And so you look at him here, and let's, that's about the same size, and you go into here. That is so much nicer. It's like night and day. So, all right. What I've got to do is I've got to create morphs, load the morphs in with Morph Loader, and fix his clothes. And so put the morphs into his clothes so that I can then render this scene in Daz. So it's not like I couldn't achieve this, but there's something about his skin texture. And I mean, the closer you get to his face, the more detail there is. It's just so much more detailed. And even his, and you look at his, the texture on his, look at the texture on his clothing. And then we go, oh, I just opened another version of Daz. So we go into here and we get closer here, and where are we? We're in Daz again. Let's go back to Blender. Taking me back to Blender. Okay, so we close this and we go in here. And it's not that Blender can't all right, we got to close this other version it has. Slowing everything down. New, okay. Close. All right, so it's not that Blender can't render things that beautiful. It's just that the way the textures come in here. Okay, let's go now. Let's render this image. Let's get closer. It's the way it converts the Daz shaders and things like that. Now we're still looking through the camera. See, that's not too bad. That's not that bad. It's just the sky right now isn't so. We zoom in a little bit on this. That is not bad. It's just the clarity here is just amazing. And this, what we're looking at here, what did I just do? All right, we're in, I think, mesh grabber or something, okay, which isn't even, which throws, okay, so I mean, this isn't even rendered, you know, so this is just in the Iray preview, which, you know, okay, look at the texture in the hat. There's like little jean texture, and then there's this ripped part that's coming right through. This is the part with the you have to sculpt it in Blender, and this is Blender here. And I don't think that the skin looks as good here. Maybe let's get closer. Let's get real close here and look at this skin here from the side. Now, I don't think it looks as real. It doesn't look. And, you know, it's just because the parameters have been thrown off. But to me, the way that looks right there is much better than this. Much, much, much better than this. And I've known that for a long time. I have known that my renders in DAZ have been superior to Blender. You know, it's just the way that Blender it's not, Blender's got to do a better job at bringing the bringing the scene in and bringing and keeping the very subtle. These should look the same. They should look the same. Now, I don't think I have any kind of extra sun here because I deleted the sun. I deleted the only thing that's in here in Blender. And the thing is right now we're looking at this in Iray. In Iray, this isn't even the render. Okay, so when we go in and we're looking at it through the camera. Okay, so when I come in here, oh, this won't render. This won't even render in Iray because his clothes are too messed up. There's too many intersections and messes up in his clothing. Now, if I were to maybe try and turn off his clothes and just render him with his hat, and let's see what happens if it will let me render him. So we see what article of clothing's. So we'll turn off the tunic. I've got to turn off a lot because if I don't, it still might not render. So we'll leave the hat, and then we'll turn off the boots. We'll turn off the robe, and see if this renders. Let's take and go to this, turn off the hat. Let's give him a cowboy hat. I'm always trying to make another piece of art. Let's leave the chain, okay? Let's find a cowboy hat for this dude. Files, hat. All files. And I think I've got a Genesis 9 hat, cowboy hat. I do. I got something that'll fit him. This lone cowboy hat. All right, there we go. Let's see if this will render. It's just the clothes. We're going to find it's going to pop right up and render. It's because the clothes are all intersecting and they're not supposed to do that. And so all those intersections confuses the computer. Come on. I think if I delete the clothes, I need to leave the clothes there because that's the way I rendered. It's expecting the clothes to be like that. So there's a possibility if I save the morphs and bring them in. Now we see we still have this. It shouldn't take this long for it to come up. Try to render. Rendering image. I know it's the clothes. I might have to take the clothes right out of the scene. So, it's trying. I think this will render with the clothes turned off. I think it will. This is where it gets updating geometry. That is where it fetches. That's where it fetches right up. Yeah. It's 2 minutes. It shouldn't take. It's just a character with a piece of a land and an HDRI sky and a hat and a beard and a necklace. It shouldn't. I mean, I've done scenes that were much more complex with this, and so it's update. It's because these clothes are in the scene. It's not even, it's just, they're even turned off and it still won't render. What's this shell? Oh, that's the shell that I think that's this shell. This is part of a shell. It's a hat, his head, and I don't think that shell came in. See, yeah, it did. Well, there's something here, some kind of, but I don't think the shell came in. I don't think Blender took the shell. So that could be an issue here. Because yeah, it's locked. And I've sat here waiting like until let's I don't think it'll even let me cancel this. So we'll try and cancel it. I don't think it will allow me to. So we'll see. So we're going to try another thing because maybe, just maybe, it's this shell. Because it looks like he's got more hair from here down. And is like a accumulation of it there than this guy does. He's only got, it's like there's no hair here. So Blender like spit that out and said, you can have the beard, but you can't have that hair. You can't bring the hair in here for some reason. And that could be the thing that's messing up here, is this. That's maybe why it won't render. I mean, I've never seen DAZ not render when you haven't overloaded it with like too much geometry. I've never there's definitely not too much geometry here. So something is up here. I really like this hair set. It's made mostly for like trolls and elves and stuff like that, but it looks really good in this particular scene. So yeah, it's locked. It won't, it's still spinning around, but it's just like it's busy counting, and it say I'll be done in another hour. I'm at like 18,552,000,000, So something is sent it off on like this endless quest. And I can stop every 15 trillion and ask how you're doing, So, all right, so we're going to close this down. We're going to just keep clicking this little X here until it closes. Close the program. All right, we're here. So what we'll do is we'll leave the clothes on and we'll take the beard off and see if it crashes. Or we'll turn them both off just to see if we can get a render out of it. Okay, open. This is the Rupert Blender. Find out what it is that's causing this to crash. It's the clothes. I think if I delete the clothes right out of the scene, it'll work. So, I mean, I could end up importing the morphs. I didn't edit his boots, and I didn't edit the chain. The only thing I edited was the hat and his tunic and his robe. So it's not likely that it is his beard, because I've never seen that ever. I've never ever seen a beard like it's called like a bodysuit, kind of partial bodysuit. I've never ever seen that mess up a render. So what we're going to do is we're going to delete them right from the scene. The boots. We'll do this first. Delete the boots, delete the robe, delete the tunic, delete the hat, delete the necklace. And then we'll we'll give him the other hat. Let's zoom in a little bit here. Move up. Okay. And let's give him the hat. Well, let's just try to render it now. Now they're gone. Make sure they're all gone. There's nothing in this scene. Okay, so see this shell thing, the hair shell? That's it. So, and we have this terrain, and I tried turning him completely off, and the terrain, it just rendered instantly. So it's something on him. Okay, so we're going to go now to render. We'll just click render here. This will render because the clothes are gone. I think this will render immediately. So, and that beard, that's not auto fit beard. That is a beard made, and the shell on him is a shell made for Genesis 9. Now this shouldn't even be taking this long for that to pop up. So wouldn't that be, it would be so much better if it really was the beard for some reason, if there was a problem with it. The shell, because that would mean I could still use those clothes and bring in maybe some morphs and render this in DAZ. That's the thing, is if I can't like export these out and say, and that's the thing also, is that Character Creator, apparently we're supposed, now it's updating geometry. This is the part it can't usually get past. The clothes are gone from the scene. So, now I've put a pose on him. I put a magic pose. The pose was from Genesis 3 figure. I can't imagine that pose could be doing this, but this is doing it. So this should be all rendered by now. So I think it's this shell hair. So there's because it's not the terrain, it's not the point light, it's not the camera, it's not the environment, because when I hit him in the scene and ran a render, and it rendered right like instantly. So it's something on him or in him that's doing this. So this is locked up again. So we got to close this again. Cancel. So that's kind of good because the hair is completely gone and it's still... Now this is... Okay, we have a mustache and we have a beard. So this is a two-part thing. It's the mustache and the beard and the hair. So what we're going to do is I'm going to bring it back in, and I'm going to delete the mustache, the beard, and the hair on his face. And I'm going to delete the clothes and try to render it and see if it's him. If it's something to do with him that is not allowing me to render it. So that is very weird. Okay, so we're going to close this down again. Close the program. Close the program. Okay, so we go back here, open it back up. That wasn't a close, that was a crash. All right, so now we're going to try this again. Open recent, bring Rupert back in. And it would be kind of, I have to take the beard off, I have to take all that stuff off. So that all that's left is Rupert. And see if he crashes. And I mean, it could be, then the only thing I can think of is that maybe I accidentally, when I used mesh grabber, I might have moved a part of his body that could have been like, don't move this part, moved a part of his skin or something to throw off his geometry in a way that the program just does not like. Or I could have, it could be the pose that I put on him. It was from a Genesis 3 character. We're going to zoom in again. We'll come back up here. And now we're going to get rid of the hat. We're going to get rid of the boots, even though they didn't cause it because they were gone. We'll get rid of them anyway. And the necklace. And we're going to get rid of the mustache, the beard, and the hair shell. Okay. And now we've got our man here. Let's go to render. They're deleted. They're not in the scene anymore. So will our character render? Now this usually takes a little bit of a time here for it to, when you got a character in the scene. I have a feeling it's this, which is, this wouldn't be bad because if this is the case, then it's Rupert. And it might, I don't know, maybe it's because his feet are going through the floor. Okay. Oh, there it goes. Whoa. It's rendering. He is rendering. So now we're going to get a very, very, now you just look at look at the moisture on his lips and the little bit of moisture on his nose and all. And you come back into this and you just don't have any of that here. Nothing like that. You don't have any of that. I mean, you can set it, but it's just not there out of the box. It didn't transfer those qualities over to Blender. There's a little bit. You'd have to just turn it up on his skin and turn up the moisture a little bit, mess with it. You have to mess with it to get it to that place where this is already kind of there, a little bit of moisture here. So then what we're going to do is we're going to close this down. We'll open Rupert back up. And we're going to take, would you like to save changes? No. What we're going to do is we're going to just delete the beard and leave his clothes on and see if he'll render then. So then we're going to find out that there's a problem with this beard product. So because it won't render, it crashes DAS. And I really like this beard product, so now what we're going to do, so there might be an issue with this beard. So what we're going to do is we're going to just take the beard off, the billy goat beard, and the shell and the mustache. Okay, now we're going to render this. Will it render? Okay, and I think it will, because when I took the clothes off, it still didn't render. And the only thing that was left on him was the beard. So the next thing would be to put a different character in and throw that beard on him and see if they'll render. And if they won't, I've found a bug in a product. And I will have to take and tell the people at Daz that the product has a problem. Now, it may not have had this problem. We just came out with a new version of Daz. Maybe they have broken the bodysuit. It's probably something they're already aware of. If they've broken the bodysuit. Okay, now we're generating geometry. So look at it. It's doing it. So it's the beard. It's about to render, which is really nice. That means I can use this suit. Okay, so what we do, now we got it rendering here. I can use the clothing. I just have to make morphs for it to fix the clothing to fit him better. So, okay, what we do now is we go File, New Scene, create a new scene. Would you like to save changes? No. So what we're going to do is we're going to put a different character in, and we're going to put that beard on him and see if we can render it. Okay, so we have a new scene now. Rex Red, no, default. Products, default. Figures. If you notice how quickly this comes up, this is a new feature in Daz where they took all this metadata that was in here that we had, that it had to like sign online or something and say, oh, they're using this product, you know, and they took that out now. And so now when these products, they come in much faster. So figures, okay, let's go to Dalton. This is another Genesis 9 figure. We're going to bring this in, do this, and then we're going to go and find the beard, hair. Now, I wonder if I took it off of him and put it back on. This looks like it was made by the same artist. Okay, but it's not that same product. Hair, where is it? Let's go to, let's go back up to the top here. I went by it. Okay, that's good. This is the one. Hair set 3. Okay, now we turn him sideways. Okay, I'm not seeing that bodysuit there. Yeah, it's there, the shell. Okay, the shell is there. So when we go into Iray, it's there. We got a different guy here, but we got the same shell. And it looks like the shell covers his whole head. Because if I turn that shell off, now that could be the problem. Because maybe it wasn't fitting his skull right. Well, we're going to find out. We're going to render this now. This is my favorite character that I own. I think he's my favorite. There's just something incredibly good, nice about this character. Dalton. Look at that. It rendered instantly. So that it's just the way. Okay, so what we're going to do, we're going to cancel this. We'll take him out. Take Dalton out. Let's put Rupert in just alone. We got to go to figures. Rupert, not Rupert. Okay, Rupert. Okay, so now he's an HD figure. So we're going to put him in. An HD figure. He's Genesis 9. Just like the last figure. Okay, so what could be the solution is to just delete the beard off of him and put it on again and see if it'll render. So it could just be something that corrupted the beard. And I did geometry editor on stuff. I ran it through simulations, through D-Force simulations. And maybe that is a D-Force beard. So that's what could have corrupted the beard. Something corrupted it terribly. Okay, we got Rupert back in here. Now, Rupert looks different because I changed his appearance a little bit in the last. I kind of dialed him down a little bit. He's supposed to be kind of like the Joker, look like the Joker a little bit. So he's kind of like a Batman kind of look. He's kind of, so you can turn him into a kind of a Batman villain. But if you take and dial take some of his features and dial them back a little bit, and I'm not going to do that. We're going to take and leave him the way he is for now. We're just going to do a quick test and see if we can put that hair on him and then render the scene. This one is the hair set I used. I am absolutely certain this is the one. So we select Genesis 9 and put that on him and render the scene. So if this fixes it, then I guess what I could do is just delete the hair in my scene and then put it back on him and see if it renders. Just put it on fresh with a fresh set of hair. Now this is Rupert with, okay, it says not responding. So, Rupert. Okay. It still could render. So what I have to do is find out if it's because he's HD. He's high. He is high. Not high. It's not high definition. I think it's high density. Whereas geometry is, I think, more dense. So this is crashed. Oh, it might still render, but it's taking a long time. Okay, it's going to do it. No, it's updating geometry now. This is where it usually crashes. Well, it's good that I can make it happen again. So at least I know that it's not something that I did by stretching him or doing something. All I did was put him in the scene, put it on him, zoom the camera in and render it. And it's doing it again. Updating geometry. So this is crashed again. It shouldn't have taken that long. It's just one figure in the scene with a because when I took the took the beard off Rupert, it rendered. He rendered. So it's not Rupert. At least it might be Rupert in combination with this beard. But it's not going to go any further than this. It can't. It just crashes right here. So we close this down, cancel, and it won't cancel. I wonder if these other beards do the same thing on Rupert. Okay, let me close this down. Close the program. So we've been at this for 3 hours. Okay, so that is our Rupert in, and the beard works there. But I think what it did with the beard, what it may have kicked the beard out. When I tried to bring it into Blender, the Blender just looked and said, no, this isn't going to happen. Yeah, because I'm seeing the I'm seeing the beard, and I'm seeing the mustache, but there's also supposed to be a body suit that fits around his head that gives you the stubble, and this long stubble, and it's just not here. So we come back here to Daz. To Daz Studio. Okay, here we go. Now we go to open recent. And what we're going to do is we're going to look first and see if that guy that I brought in, Dalton, if he's an HD figure. I think he is HD figures. Okay, where's Dalton? Let's go here. Figures. No, see, there's no HD here. So it could have something to do with the way that stretches over an HD figure. So let's put a different, okay, this is Seth. Where's the HD Seth? Now it doesn't say Seth HD here, so I don't want to use him. I want it to be one that says HD right figures. Now that doesn't either. How about Zake? No. I know that Nathan is HD. We'll bring Nathan in. Nathan, I think, has the nicest skin of all the Genesis 9 figures. I think his eyes are the nicest too that I've seen. And it's I think he has the nicest it's just, it might be the way his eyes combine with his skin, the way they just look natural together. But if you put them with another character with a different kind of skin, they might not work as well. So it all depends on, it's kind of have to take the whole package. Okay, let's bring Nathan down here like this and then bring it in. Work it up here a little bit. All we're moving is the camera here a little bit. Okay, so we're going to turn the camera side to his side view. And now we're going to give him the beard. Try this out. Hair. This. There's the beard. Okay, and let's make sure that all three parts went on him. Yeah, the shell, the beard, the mustache, and a render. Not responding, it says, but sometimes it does that when it's thinking. I wonder if I close blend. No. Okay, now that came up quick. There it is. So, and he's HD. So it has something to do with, wow, look at his skin. Look at how beautiful his skin is. Look at the kind of perspiration sheen on his skin. Look at that. Little tiny microscopic beads of perspiration on his skin. That is nice. That's shockingly realistic. That looks like a photograph. It looks like a real photograph. The only thing about him is I would say that we take his eyes like a little bit, parameters. Currently we go to here and we go blink and we put a little bit of just close them a little bit, tiny bit more, like that. And then we render. Just so they don't kind of looking ahead like this kind of thing. So a little bit of a blink. So he looks relaxed, more relaxed. Okay. So it rendered fine. So see, now that looks more natural a little bit. He could probably even blink a tiny bit more, but that's okay. So, and when we give him see, this is what's so nice about Daz is when, and that's, I mean, Daz is probably, I believe, the best place to get realistic figures here is, now we go to here. To get a really realistic figure, you bring them right in and you're ready to render in this massive Iray kind of thing. Default, hat. And I thought I had some other cowboy hats too. I do, but they're not showing here. Let's put this hat on him. And then we go a little bit closer here. Like this. And then we go to our smart content. We go to render settings. And we put look how quick. Did you see how quick that came up? It's they just loaded instantly, and they spin right down through these. There's our environment. Look at that. Now let's put some kind of ground. We'll put a desert behind him. So we'll go to we need a camera. Create new camera. That's what I like. I think this hair needs to have a little bit of like curl in it, but and I wonder if I can do that, because it might be that really special hair that you can. Billy Goat mustache. The beard's fine. It's the mustache. Let's go to surfaces. See if this is that really high, really intense hair. 1, 2, 3. We got 3 different parts of his hair. 3. No, this is the cheapy kind of hair. It says PBR, but it's not giving me all kinds of, like, thousands of options. Like, oh, that's too bad. And that's, and considering how expensive this normally is, it doesn't have all of the, it's just the regular kind. Let's see if any of these other ones have it. No. Some of them allow you to make it frizzy, and that kind of sucks. Which one is this? Sure. All right, let's not worry about it. Let's go into smart content. Let's go up here. Now that we've got a camera, let's go to our ultra scenery. Let's make it Flatland 1. Let's go to features, flat, no lakes or anything. Ecology. Let's find a desert. Let's go with this kind of desert. Build. Camera. Build. Build. Build a scene. That is the strangest thing, that it only happens with Rupert. So we're almost through this. We're doing the oak trees. There are oak trees. I thought there might be cactuses, but I guess they're desert dead trees. And oak. There'll be a lot of brush and grasses, and I wish some Daz artist would make tumbleweed. I can't find tumbleweed anywhere. Okay, this is done. Now we can close this. There we go. There's our desert. He's got little red flowers coming out of his nose. I might have to turn the red flowers off if they kind of look like a distraction. It's a flat piece of land. I might be able to move them. They are kind of a distraction. That's very nice. So we'll see if we can move the red flowers. Red flowers. Okay, where are they? What are they called? Primroses, I bet. Let's see. You can't tell unless you turn them off here. Okay. Are those the primroses? Nope. Golden eyes, probably. Come on. No, it's not the golden eyes either. It could be the shrubs. Yep, it's the shrubs. Okay, so what we're going to do is go into our ultra scenery. We'll go out of here. 9. We're going to go products. Default. Ultra. There's an ultra. There's like a break apart thing that breaks stuff apart. Okay. Oh, I didn't look and see what's. It's probably this chola. Let's see. I gotta find out which one it is. Shrubs. There's 2 cholas. 2 groups of them. And chrysote. All right. That's it. It's that group. I bet I can just move that over without having to break it apart. 9. Because it's all flat land. Let's go to parameters. Get rid of blink. X translate. And Z. Okay, let's see. Z goes minus. Minus would be in, so positive would be out. I'd like to move it closer to him. Okay, let's see. Oops. Cancel. I'm hoping it'll be right about there. I didn't move it at all. Oh, I did Y translate, right? I translated it up. No? Let's turn them off again and see. It's them. All right, so we're going to turn them back on. We're going to just set this back to 0. Set this back to 0. I don't know why that's... Oh, it's just where it is, I guess, where the land is. Minus 300. So we're going to take and go back into here. This is a toolkit. It's the Ultra Scenery toolkit. Here's one of them. Where's that? Oh, come on. Go out of here. 9. Here's one of them. Okay, utilities. Hide ecologies. I don't want to... Well, maybe that's it. Show ecologies. No, I think this one was like a break apart. Here's the other one. Utilities. Repack, unpack. Okay, I thought I had a group there selected. Maybe this is the group. Okay, where's... Oh, this would be it. Chola instances 1. 01 instances. Unpack. There it is. I can select it. Oh, there's a couple of them, I think. There it is. Z. Come on, where are they? Where did it unpack them to? Here it is. Instance 1, we go parameters. They happen to all be in the same spot. Put one right there. Z and X. Z. No, not that one. X. Okay, maybe. All right, let's see what it looks like. I don't have to pack these back up. Because there's only 3 of them. Okay, I think this tree here should go over here. Because it's just covered. So we go back to 9. We got to find... Oh, it's unpacked. Whatever that is. No, it's... I don't know why it's showing. Trees layer. That's the layer. So we go down into here. Which one is it though? Dead tree 1? Is it this one? Nope. Dead tree 2? Nope. Dead tree 3? It's got to be this one. Or maybe it's not maybe it's an oak. Let's pull this over. Okay, oak. Okay, those are the dead trees. There it is. It's that one. So we go back to here and unpack. And now we have this here. Just one tree in there. All right, now we go to our parameters and go, oh, there's two trees there in the same spot, I think. Oh, I'm wondering if Z, Y translate, why are there two there? Oh, there's something weird going on here. Because one might be the scale this. Okay, Z. Z. Y translate. Scale this. That is weird. Now these, that's the oak instance, these cholas. I'm going to get rid of this one in front here. Just hide it for now. Okay, and this one in the back, this oak tree, how do I get a hold of that? Okay, let's see, 0. That might just be a proxy. Let's see what we got. See if it disappears when we go into Iray. No, the one we moved disappeared. That's the proxy. 0, 9. That's weird. Let's just delete this out of the way. Let's see if we can get this other tree to... All right, this isn't working. Okay. I think maybe this... There it is. Let's see if we can do this now. Unpack. Now we've got it. Desert oak. Oh, now there's two of them again. All right. There's one. All right, we might have to repack this to get it to work. Scale this. Not Y, scale it. All right, and let's repack it and see what happens when we repack it. Repack. There it did. It did what we wanted it to do. Let's see. Ecology engineer. I don't know what that. Oh, and then now it disappeared again. I mean, it went back over there. Nine. But it's over here. It's that is our proxy. Oh, these, it says proxies. Okay, instances and proxies. Okay, so I've got to go into Iray and find the instance, not the proxy. See, the proxy is like something that tells you when you're in instance. Let's see. It tells you approximately where your tree is because it doesn't, it only shows in Iray, so they put like a proxy there to say, oh, this is where your tree is. Your Iray tree is. Okay, so this isn't it. Okay, that's an instance. That's not it. That's an instance, and that's not it. That's not it. This. That's not it. I bet that's it. Instance. That might be it. I don't know if I dare hope it is. Okay, it's back. We unpack. Unpacking instance. Okay. So now we go out of here. We can delete this proxy. Where's the proxy tree? Oh, that's okay. That's the instance. We have the instance selected. And we're going to try moving it over a little bit this way. X translate this way. I don't need any of these dead trees because they're not even in this. Okay, Z. Okay, that one's gone. Good. This is where we want this instance. Let's see what happens when we go into Iray. Is it still there? It should be. Yes, it is. Okay. So I guess that's our scene. So, All right, so we're going to just, it's 1:45 in the morning. File, save as. Save as scene. Lone Ranger. Okay, accept. Now, we save this. Okay, let's save this Rupert Blender, because we do want to go back in and fix Rupert's clothes. All right. And Rupert's our little magister, mage. Our mage. All right, so we save this again. And then we see if this thing will render. I'm wondering what will happen if I go up to our control, okay. And we go to our environment map, and we go to our parameters, and we rotate this sky a little bit. See if we can get a little bit of light, a little bit of mystery here on our character. I kind of like this too. Look at that. I think this has got a nice contrast to it. I usually don't like to make dark scenes because they're like so dark and people look at them and like, what do I do here? So, but I like the contrast here, the golden contrast, how that's kind of. So we'll do a render. $2160, and we'll do a 4K render. Maximum samples, maximum time. Turn that down a little bit. I mean, turn off the maximum quality, enable, and we'll save it again with our render settings and render it. All right, so it's 2 o'clock in the morning. One more hour and Dads will have come out with their sale items for the day. 3 o'clock in the morning is when they come out Eastern time with the new. Well, it's rendering, people. So the whole first part of this video was plagued with just the inability for me to look at that. It looks so I think if I took a little bit of this and kind of like made it a little bit more transparent, but I think I'm going to leave it. But if I made his beard just a tiny bit transparent, it might not look quite as stark, you know, kind of a little more see-through. It looks kind of like straw, but it's okay. Now it's not too hard to go in and look at this. Well, he's got 3 parts to it, 4 or 5 parts. There's this part, that part, this part of his beard, that part. You have to go in and change them all. I think you do. I think I might be able to select the top one and do all 3. Yeah, I think I can for the mustache, but we'll leave it. They're not going to see this up close. His eyebrows are just perfect for him. Looks good. This looks good. Those flowers were red until we got them in the golden sunlight here. Then they turned yellow on us. They look, I think that is Martin Frost's work. He is amazing. Does amazing. I think all of this herbage is his work. Yeah, absolutely amazing. And the tree. All the flowers are his work. Very, very nice. So, okay, this is, I would say done rendering. We're probably up to 2,000. No, we're only up to 300. I'm probably going to go up to 1,000 before I stop it. So that's probably another, another 4 minutes maybe. And we'll be up. So this is going to do it for me, I guess. We've got our cowboy here. And he's, all rendered. So, look at how beautiful those eyelashes are right there. Just kind of pointing out that way. The work here is absolutely breathtaking. I don't, you know what? I've seen a lot of Unreal. So let's see what happens when we're going to open Blender. I believe I'm done rendering that, but let's close this. Let's file, open recent. Let's open Rupert. Let's see if our edits come back in right. Okay, that loaded so quick. So, yeah, we're not going to be able to, I'm not going to be able to get the same kind of quality render out of, and that's not, it's close, but now one of the problems that we had here was that, okay, I wish I knew how to get rid of these little bones here. Pose mode, we go into pose mode, it's kind of the same thing. Object mode. There, I think there was a way. I know there was a way, but it's not working anymore. It was this. Got used to get rid of them. Select Genesis 9. Turn that off. Used to get rid of them. Pose. Animation. Yeah, I used to be able to just click on that and it would go away. Pose. This is the hat. Robe. Oh, it's up here. This is it. No, that's this. No. Come back, Rupert. Well, there we go. Camera. No, that's the name of the whole collection. Terrain. So we got his clothes fixed. I mean, in here we fixed his clothes, but now we have to create morphs and fix them in his all right, that's enough for this. We're gonna come back into DAZ. That's 1,000. We'll cancel that. We're gonna save this image. And this is our Lone Ranger. Save it. All right. And then we go here to File Explorer, to here, Lone. They fixed Windows. It stopped doing that search thing. Okay, we're gonna open this. Open with Photoshop. So we're gonna do some Photoshop work. Oh, time for me to move along. Thanks for sharing. Have a good rest of the evening, early morning. Angus, good night. Good night, dear friend. Oh, we got 3 likes tonight. Thank you for the likes, people. Thank you very kindly. Very kindly. Oh, Angus is snoozing. Okay, this is our image here. We can get rid of our timeline. How do we get rid of this? Close. That's how we get rid of it. And then we go here. And we go to here. Rex red. And we'll go and we'll make this gray. Okay, and we'll make it smaller. Like that. And let's see what that looks like. Let's move it around somewhere so we can read it better. Maybe here. And we'll take and make it a little bit less obvious. There it is, Rex red. And then we take this, move it over just a tiny bit more. Let's go to our image size. Where is this image size? 1920 by 1080. All right, let's go to File, Save As. No, not Save As. It would be File, Save a Copy, Save a copy. And we go to PNG. And this will be SWL, which stands for small with logo. And so I know it's a smaller file than the other one that's named Lone Ranger. So I don't take the small one and think it's the big one. SWL is it means it's got this logo here. And I make them smaller. I don't give out the larger ones. So now we go here. We go to Daz. Let's put this on the Daz forum tonight in the gallery. So we'll post an image. Choose file. And we'll go to Lone Ranger. Okay. A solitary existence. I spelled that wrong. Existence. I'm getting tired. That's pretty nice. Now we go categories. We'll go male. Enter male. And we'll go nature. And we'll go realistic. And there's a little bit of realism there, I'd say. And I guess that's good. And tags. What kind of tag can we give him? Portrait. We'll just go portrait. Portrait. 3D portrait is good. Male portrait. All right. Nathan. This is Nathan. No, that's the wrong Nathan. This is the... Well, I don't know why. Let's go here. What's his name again? What's your name again? Nathan. Let's try Nathan. Nine. Well, you have to put in the 9 for it to come up. That's weird. All right. That's weird. All right, let's see. Now we got here... this is going to be October. It's still October. No, it's November. So I have a category for November, October and December, but not November. So I guess Spirit. We'll call it Spirit. And we're ready to publish this. Save. Publish. All right. There it is. Let's see what we got here. Let's go to the gallery. There's my Love is Love thing. All right. So that's kind of nice. Dust in the wind, into the wind. That's pretty cool. Sunset watch. See how good that looks. That's pretty cool. It's accompanied by the dying of the light, a deceptive serenity, blankets and twisting streets and narrow alleys bathing the rooftops in yellow and gold. That's very nice. Very nice writing. Mine, I'm just going to keep it simple this time. It's 2 o'clock in the morning. So, yeah, we did it. We did something nice here. Look at the detail here. It's all very, very detailed. Yes, it is. So there we go. All right, thank you for watching. Angus, you are awesome, my friend. You are awesome. And we had Adha here tonight too, who came in and said hi. And we had somebody else stay for a while and watch. You're very awesome. Yeah, we're friendly to this channel. We try to be nice. We try to think about everybody, you know. So take care, everyone. Have a good night. We're going to turn on a little bit of polka. Please like, subscribe, click the bell for notifications. I may make a video. I've got to take those morphs from those clothes and put them on the clothes in Daz. So we shall see. You know, I think the idea would be, I don't know, to take and bring the clothes, put them on in an A pose, and then fix them and put morphs on them and see if they, like, then after that respond right to, like, D-force and things like that. That should be it. We should do that as a test to, like, bring some clothes in that look horrible, you know, that just don't come in right. Bring them and leave them in the A pose, and then bring them into Blender, fix them, bring them back into Daz, and then try doing some simulations with them with poses and see if they just go all haywire again. So that would be a very, very, very interesting kind of, because then that would mean we could kind of maybe make a some kind of it really would be nice to be able to kind of overwrite some of these products, and I don't know, because or save them and give them like specific things, like where it would, when you go to save something, where it might pop up and say, this particular item has got a new morph. Would you like to give it a specific name and all for a different character, or put some notes with it and stuff. So, you know, so that and save it in an area that's not part of my dad's 3D library in a user area. Just save the whole thing, the whole shebang, like it's so that if I ever have to redo my dad's 3D library, that I won't lose all of a whole bunch of custom clothing. It's just it's a no-brainer. But so it's just like, yeah, let people make libraries of their clothing that with very helpful alterations, so that you can take, and you don't have to put, there is a way to put the morph on the clothing, like, so that it's right embedded into that piece of clothing. But See, I'm just, a lot of this I don't know. I'm not that sure about how it all works anyway. So, but this, I think this guy came out really nice. So yeah, there's just amazing. Look at that, the detail in that ear. It's not just like a zoop round ear. It's got a little teeny like cleft there. They now have like morphs, so you can take an older figure and make them younger and all. So, all right, take care. I will see you again in another video. Have a lovely day, evening, whatever is going on in your part of the world. And I will see you again soon. It's Rex Red signing off for now. All righty. We'll play a little bit of polka. All right. Bye-bye. See you again soon.